should we name this beautiful Betta fish? Hi everyone, welcome to this new video where we're going to maintain this beautiful aquarium. This is a Fluval spec 60 litres, holds around 15 gallons. And this was actually originally aquascaped by Rachael Ellis as part of Tropica Live. You can see the whole workshop, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Rachael created this beautiful aquascape, perfect for this Betta fish that we've got in here now. And the purpose of this video is to show you how we maintain this aquarium, maybe change some plants around, make it look more beautiful. We'll talk about some of the tools we're going to use, scissors of course, tweezers, we've got a net, toothbrush, algae scrapers. Yeah, we're going to take you through the whole process, hope you really enjoy it and can't wait to get going. The first thing is to remove the lid of course so we can actually get access to the aquarium. Now the light is integrated into the hood, so I'm going to fit an additional light unit just for filming purposes. And then I want to tidy up the aquarium. These red Ludwigia plants here, Ludwigia palustris, super red, is looking a bit untidy. We can trim those and replant those, tidy those up. There's a lot of soil that's migrated its way onto the cosmetic sand in the foreground here. That needs siphoning away. The glass needs cleaning, and finally we finish everything off with a water change of course, and the reason we do that right at the end is to dilute all of those waste organics and detritus that have been allowed to accumulate in the water column there, so the water change dilutes all of that away. So as you can see, we've taken the hood off, we fitted this spotlight effect here, which is great for showcasing the aquascape whilst we're working on it. You can see the beautiful female Betta there. We haven't actually named her yet, so drop a suggestion in the comments. What should we name this beautiful Betta fish? First thing I'm going to do is trim these Ludwigia palustris plants, save some of them for replanting, and create an overall better profile on the aquascape. At the moment it's a little bit chaotic, you know, got a big bunch up here, big bunch here. I'd like to see a more coherent kind of design, so we can use our trimming with the scissors to do that. Okay, so I'm going to just trim quite far down here. So these are going to be potentially replanted to create a more cohesive kind of design. It just looks a bit uneven with the tall bunch of red on the left. Okay, using our aquascaping tweezers, we can now replant these trimmed Ludwigia stems. So to make it easier, we can actually get multiple stems together in the same bunch. So let's go for 3 stems, grab them all together in between your tweezers, and then we can just replant them wherever we like. So I think towards the centre would be good. So just down here. And the great thing about Ludwigia, it's very, very easy. Can grab loads of nutrients through the water column as well as through its roots. You can even use a special technique called topping, where you sometimes don't even need to put the stems in the soil. This is more of an advanced technique though, probably only really advisable if you have CO2 injection and stronger lighting. And we just repeat that process until we're happy with the overall layout. Red is a very dominant colour. We use it as a focal point often in aquascaping, so we do need to make sure it's positioned appropriately. Another top tip as well is when you are planting your groups of stems, it's often more aesthetically pleasing to use odd numbers. So maybe 3 or 5 stems in one go. Similar concept when we're using rocks and any other hardscape materials. Okay, so we've trimmed the Ludwigia, replanted where I'd like to, towards the centre of the scape, and now it's time to net off the cuttings. Very simple process, just using a fish net. Now it is very important that when we discard of these cuttings, we do it responsibly. Never allow aquatic plants into natural waterways as they can become invasive. Next job is to siphon out this soil here that's migrated its way forward onto the cosmetic sand. There's no actual harm of this, it just doesn't look very pretty. We really want to kind of have this beautiful contrast of the light colour of the cosmetic sand against the beautiful plants and hardscape as well. So very simple solution, get a length of hose, being careful not to siphon away any shrimp or snails of course. Start your siphon going, and then we can simply siphon away very carefully the soil. You can if you accidentally siphon a bit of sand away, that's no problem. You can always replace the sand if you wanted to in the longer term as well. Next job, simply clean the glass. We've got a scraper here. If you do this regularly, the algae never gets a chance to really build up. I actually like to use a magnetic algae scraper on larger tanks, but you just need to be very careful you don't get any sand trapped in between the powerful magnet and the glass, otherwise it will scratch the glass significantly. So whenever you're working with sand and glass together, just be very mindful of that scratching. Now this is dislodging all of the algae into the water, and then when I do the water change, that's going to dilute all of that waste laden water away, and then we top off with the fresh dechlorinated water. Today we're doing a 50% water change. We usually recommend at least 25% once a week. I personally like to do at least 50%. The bigger the water change, the fresher that new water, and arguably the healthier the system. So keeping an eye, of course, not to siphon out any shrimp, snails, etc., or fish, of course. Okay, we're ready to top up with our fresh dechlorinated water. Very important that we dechlorinate our tap water if you have chlorine or chloramine in your tap water system. Also important to make sure it's an appropriate temperature, not too different from the existing aquarium water. In this case, we're looking at around 25, 26 degrees Celsius. So there we have our Fluval Spec 60 litre or 15 gallon Betta aquascape, fully maintained. Very simple process: cleaning the glass, water change, trimming the stem plants, replanting them. There are some unhealthy plants on the bottom right there, Staurogine repens. I'll get some close-ups of that for you. I think it could actually be the shrimp eating it. It doesn't look like a nutrient deficiency. Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll monitor it over the next couple of weeks. If it starts to look even more poorly, we can replace it, but we need to identify the root cause of why it's looking that way. Other than that, all of the plants look great, I think. Really beautiful aquascape, hardly any algae. We've got some algae eaters in here. We've got a selection of the large ramhorn snails there, also some amano shrimp and some cherry shrimp. The Betta fish is looking great, isn't she? Let us know what you want to call her in the comments. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Lots more content coming soon on the Tropica YouTube page. Also follow us on Instagram at Tropica Aquarium Plants, and you can use the hashtag #MadeWithTropica for a chance to have your content featured on our social media channels. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.